Today, we spoke with Morgan Reese, a sophomore here at the University of San Francisco. Unlike your average college student, Morgan juggles school and being a full-time recording artist. Her debut EP is set to release March 4th, but she has already begun to make a name for herself on both TikTok and Spotify. With over 80,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and over 250,000 streams on her song October Snow, she has marketed herself as a relatable young bedroom pop artist. I'm Nia Robinson, and I'm here with Morgan Reese. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So can you tell me a little bit about where you're from?
Yeah, so I'm from Portland, Oregon. I moved there from the East Coast when I was about 12 or 13. And then I came to San Francisco for school to come to USF, and I've been here for about a year and a half.
Cool. Mm-hmm. So when did you first start getting into making music?
Probably really early on. I started playing music, like piano and guitar, when I was about 4 or 5, and then I started kind of writing little things with just instruments, and then when I was 13, I started singing, and then I started writing songs with singing and stuff. So probably I got really more serious about it when I was about 13.
Cool. Yeah, did you ever sing in the chorus or anything?
Yeah, I didn't do any choir until high school because I was a really shy and quiet kid, and I didn't want people to hear me sing for some reason. I was nervous about it, and so I actually didn't really do a lot of choir until my junior year of high school. But before that, I played cello in orchestra for all of middle school, and so.
Oh, that's cool. So you've been putting out music consistently for the past year and a half now. Can you walk us through the process of how that's been so far?
Yeah, well, so my first song that I put out was in 2020, and it was in April, and I just didn't really expect, I was kind of just doing it for fun, I just like making music and putting it out, and then after I released my second song, it started getting some attention, and then I don't know, I just never expected it to get so big, but now, not so big, but now that people are actually listening, I've been trying to, pretty consistently release, and it's not too stressful, because I write, a bunch at once, so I can release a little at a time.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, and also since you are a student, do you ever find that it can be hard or overwhelming sometimes?
Definitely, all the time. It's a lot because it's when I'm not in school or doing schoolwork, I'm at the studio or I'm writing, and so it's kind of feels a little bit like a double life. But I'm I don't know, I try to keep it separate so that I don't get too stressed out, and I try to not give too much of myself to school because I want to make sure I'm giving my all to my music, and so it's overwhelming sometimes, but I've found ways to balance it, sort of.
Awesome. We were watching your music video for Invisible Girl. Mm-hmm. Who did you work with for that video? Because the graphics are amazing.
Thank you.
They are so nice.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I worked with a director who's based in Oakland named Kimberly Alston, and she wrote and directed the whole thing, and then from her team, she knows graphic designers, video designers that design for that, and so after we filmed it and it was all sent to them, they added all of the graphics and stuff. But yeah, I had nothing to do with the really cool graphics and visuals that you see, but I really loved being a part of it, and the director was great.
Awesome. And also, I saw that you recently opened with MXM Tune in October. Mm-hmm. How did that show go?
It was really great. Actually, I had a lot of fun. So the first show was in Oakland, and the second one was in Santa Cruz. And it was my first show by myself. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, and obviously my first time performing in over a year and a half because COVID and everything, but her audience was very welcoming to me, and it was a really good vibe in there, and I just felt good about that performance. It was good.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So how does it feel to be working with bigger artists in general?
It's kind of surreal because I still kind of feel sometimes I don't realize that I'm an artist as well, and that I'm kind of doing something, and like MXM Toon especially, I've looked up to her before because I know that when she first started releasing music, she was like doing it by herself just from her bedroom and stuff, and then so getting to meet her and then work with her, and like, you know, it was just really crazy. So I'm excited for more of that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So can you just like talk about like when you're writing, like are there any messages that you want your listeners to hear?
I would say it depends on the song, but definitely Invisible Girl. I want my listeners to know that if any of them can relate to that song, like relate to feeling invisible or just like walked past, know like you're not alone, I'm going through that too, and there's so many other people just like you that are going through things and maybe feel invisible sometimes, but it's okay. Just keep doing you, keep living your life.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like it could be like hard to like be heard in such like a big world with so much going on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So everybody feels like that sometimes. I think it's important to realize that you're not alone. It's everybody.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome advice. Who would you like to work with in the future?
I have so many people that I would want to work with. Let me think of like just a smaller group. Right now, who's coming to mind is Clairo. Just because I feel like we have kind of a similar vibe. People have told me that our music sounds a little similar, and I know that she writes songs and plays guitar, and I want to work with more female like guitarists and songwriters. So definitely Clairo. There's another artist named Biba Doobie, also guitarist, and then like I'd love to work with Mitski someday. Even though she's,
Mitski's amazing.
Yes.
So is there an album in the works right now?
There is.
Ooh.
There's actually, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but I have.
Tell us everything.
Okay, I'll tell you what I think I can say. There's an EP that's coming out in, I don't know if I could say either, but next year, in the early side of next year.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm actually releasing another single for the EP next week. This time next week. Next Thursday. It's called Dating Montage. But after that EP is released, I'm already working on the album that's supposed to follow that. And it's kind of a more R&B vibe than more like bedroom pop. So I'm excited for people to start hearing those songs. But yes, I have a lot. I'm working on a lot of projects in the works.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to hear that. Yeah. So where can we find your music?
You can find my music on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Deezer, Tidal, YouTube, SoundCloud. I think I said that already. But you can find it anywhere under Morgan Reese. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Morgan, for talking with us.